Our last email that I do with Operation Change Springfield, I talked a little bit about how to try to eat as well as possible throughout the holiday. So if you haven't gone through that email and checked it out yet, go back and come up with a good plan to stick to your nutrition plan and keep hitting your goals even through holiday weekends with people. If you guys still have not signed up for Operation Change Springfield, you can search for Operation Change Springfield on Facebook, just under that name, and then you can click sign up there. You won't get any junk mail or spam mail. This is just to get information out and try to make Springfield a healthier place to be and spread the wealth of health. So what I wanted to talk about today, I've been talking with a couple clients just about meal prep, food prep, nutrition, all of that stuff. And the topic comes up a lot that people don't have a lot of time to prep or enough time to really get meals planned out and set, because a lot of people have these crazy schedules, or they're like me and are lazy and don't want to spend my extra hours doing meal prep. So I was just going to share with you guys some easy, simple ideas for meal planning and meal prep. This can be for any type of diet. If you guys are on a lower carbohydrate diet, or if you do have a diet that includes more carbs or fats, you can adjust everything. So these are going to be just very basic to give you guys some ideas. So a couple things that I like to do to make my meal planning and food prep as easy as possible is to always have raw foods on hand. So things that I can eat with not needing to do anything maybe except wash them up. So vegetables that I can eat raw. So I eat a lot of celery, carrots, cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, any type of your leafy greens. Foods like that are, very simple. You can just have them in the fridge ready to go, and when you need them, grab them and go. Nothing required to get those ready. Also, as far as other carbohydrate sources, fruits are a really easy way to get in some healthy carbs without having to do any meal prep. So you just wash those and go. Another thing, protein's a little more difficult to get without having to do any prepping ahead of time, unless you buy maybe some lunch meat or some pre-cooked meats. Now, usually these are a little bit harder to find good quality, at least in Springfield. Maybe this video will bring some change here, but I know Schnucks has some really good options. Hy-Vee has a couple good ones, but so far that's all I found if you're really concerned with quality as far as lunch meat and pre-cooked meat goes. Another option would be canned meat, so tuna, chicken. I haven't ventured out past that. I'm sure there's some other canned meats out there, but that's maybe not quite so ideal. But if you guys need protein that's easy to get with minimal preparation, canned meat is a really easy way to do that. Also for protein powders, find a protein powder that aligns with your dietary goals. So if you need a lower sugar protein powder, you can find those, or just a little bit cleaner ingredients without all the chemicals in there. So that's another good option for protein with no prep involved. Another thing would be some type of a protein bar. I've been eating Primal bars lately, and it's just pretty much chicken and some jalapenos in the ones that I like. They have other options too, but it's just a meat bar essentially, and there's quite a few different brands out there now. You just want to watch, if for your nutrition, if you're watching sugars, just check out your label, read your labels, make sure it has stuff in there that agrees with your plan. So that would be probably ideal. Oh, fats, I missed out on fats. So we've got veggies, fruits, and then your different proteins that I talked about. So this is minimal preparation. Now fats, olives, avocados, nuts, even oils. You can drizzle on some food or use as a dressing very easily. So that's an easy way to get in some good fats without having to do any prep. So there's your group of foods, no prep required. So even if you literally have no time to get meals ready, you can literally just grab those out of the fridge or the cabinet and go. So always have those on hand. The more you can be prepared, the more successful you're going to be. It's when you get in a pinch and you don't have anything available, that's when you're going to probably go get some fast food or something that's less than ideal. So some breakfast ideas for very easy prepping. I'll do these ahead of time and cook a lot at once. So some ideas for breakfast. Lunch and dinner I'm going to clump together a little bit, but breakfast, I've made some egg muffins before. You just scramble up as many eggs as you need for your meal plan to consist of however many muffin tins you're wanting to fill. Scramble up the eggs, put in some salt and pepper, put in some vegetables. It does taste a little better if you pre-cook the vegetables, but again, you could skip that if you're really trying to save on time. But some things like spinach, tomatoes, peppers, onions, put that in the scrambled eggs, and then also you can throw in some meat if you'd like. So if you need a little higher fat in your diet, that's where you can get into maybe some of the sausages or bacons. I personally don't really include those in my diet. They're just kind of dirtier meats, and I don't like to eat that much fat at once. But you could do as little or as much as you want. It does add great flavor though. But you could do any type of meat thrown in there. So just scramble that all up, throw it in muffin tins, throw that in the oven, and bake it until it looks like it's about done. And I would go kind of a medium heat on those. It's going to depend on how much you have in the egg mixture, but you can search on the internet, just put in paleo egg muffins, and you'll find tons of different recipes like that. Another good breakfast idea when you're really short on time is to hard boil a bunch of eggs in advance so that you have them ready to go. You can pre-peel them if you need to, or just keep them peeled and peel when you're ready. And then just like I was talking about earlier, maybe to have with your boiled eggs, if you're having vegetables, have some of those raw foods that I talked about, or some berries are really good with breakfast, or maybe it's an apple and some nut butter. So there's your protein, carbs, and fat. Another good option that's really easy for breakfast or any time of the day. Any of these go for any time of the day, but a lot of people are stuck in that breakfast mindset. Another one, if you allow it in your diet, which not all people do, if you work out in the morning, this would be a good meal to have. If you allow a little bit of grains in your diets, this would be good as well, but you can find some gluten-free, but that would be oatmeal. So just get the plain oats. You don't need the flavored stuff out there. Once you get used to not having the flavored oats, the regular tastes delicious too. You can mix in some protein powder into that, and maybe throw in a teaspoon or tablespoon or a couple, depending on your diet plan, of some nut butter. That's a great combination of protein, carbs, fat, a little higher carb than the other two I talked about. So if you work out around that time, that would be a good time to have that meal, or if your diet plan does involve quite a bit of carbs. So lunch and dinner, just some ideas here to keep things easy would be salads. That's always a great go-to. I buy those big giant bins of some mixed greens, and then just throw in some cherry tomatoes, some of those little mini peppers, anything else that you would want in your salad. You can throw some nuts in there, put some chicken on there that you've pre-cooked or maybe that you've bought pre-cooked. Another thing that I like to do is like a one-pot meal. So I'll get a big, huge pan, and I'll throw in there a pound of lean ground beef, along with maybe 4 chopped up zucchinis, 4 chopped up tomatoes. Let that all cook down, season it, and there you go. You've got 5 or 6 meals right there that you can, if you want to, just get right out of the pan and portion out, and you've got that ready in your fridge. It's very easy. All it takes is chopping it up, throwing it in the pan, and letting it cook. Another idea that would be easy like that would be crock pot meals. You just put it in, let it go for the day. When you come home, it's nice and ready. Some things I do with that would be soups, some chilies. Even if you include a lot of potatoes in your diet, you can wrap those up in some foil, throw those in the crock pot, and they'll be wonderful when you get home. You can also do meats in there. Just last week, I did a pulled chicken recipe where I just had some chicken broth. I think I had about 4 large chicken breasts, and then just seasoning to my liking, and left that in there for about 6 hours on low. Came home, just pulled that apart. It was delicious. Probably my number one go-to would be baking and roasting my food. So with my meats, I'll just throw a bunch of chicken breasts onto a sheet pan, cover that with foil so it doesn't dry out too much. And then at the same time, I've also got a pan filled up of broccoli that's been lightly oiled and seasoned, another pan of cauliflower, another pan of green beans, another pan of zucchini. It goes on and on and on, whatever you want to do, but just throw that all in the oven, maybe anywhere from 400 to 450 degrees, and just watch for it to brown. So all you literally have to do, chop it up, put it on the pan, season it, throw it in, let it cook, and then you're done. So very easy and simple. That also applies to the grill. It's awesome weather outside, so take advantage of that. Do the same thing. Just throw on a bunch of veggies on the grill, throw on your meats on there, cook in bulk, and then you're gonna have that for the rest of the week. So those are my go-to lazy meal prep ideas. And there's a bunch more out there. That's just the ones that I tend to go to the most. I've gotten to the point now where I can get away with doing this maybe once to twice a week at most, because I tend to have a lot of those go-to foods on hand so that when I get home I can just grab it and go. I don't have to worry about anything. So the raw foods, the meats that I've pre-cooked or bought pre-cooked, and then utilizing other things that I talked about earlier. So I hope this helps give you guys some good ideas to keep your meal planning easy and not let it stress you out. You can make it as little effort as you want to and still be successful with that. And I think that's such a big key to being successful with your nutrition, is being prepared, which maybe that's all that goes to, is just having those foods on hand. Like I was talking about, the foods that you don't have to actually prepare, just have them in the house. So if you make it easy, you're gonna be successful. If it's something that you dread doing, it takes up a ton of time, it's probably not gonna be as exciting for you to do or as motivating to you. So start to make this easy, make it fun. And if you don't want to spend much time on it, you don't have to. It does take practice to get used to it, but once you figure some of these things out and find out what your go-to items are, it really makes a difference and allows you to eat better and stick to your meal plan a whole lot easier. So couple things before I do sign off. We have a group at CrossFit Instinct starting with the Renaissance periodization meal plan template. So if you guys are a member of our gym and you're interested in that, it basically just tells you exactly what you need to eat when, based off of your goals. It comes with a bunch of information, FAQs, and even a maintenance diet for after you've hit your goals, whether it's weight loss or weight gain. And we did get a gym discount for that. So if you're a member and you want to be included in that, just get a hold of me, comment on this post. I have a private Facebook group set up for it, and you'll get to be included in everything else that we talk about and get just support from the group. So I hope this helps. Have a wonderful day. If you guys have other questions or ideas for videos, feel free to comment. I am very open to suggestions. So hopefully you learned from this and can apply and get going on some good nutrition. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a wonderful day.